Good evening, all. Namo Buddhaya. Peruwan Saranai Siru Denatama. Very warm welcome to our regular Dhamma Dana Saturday evening blessings program, hosted from Lecture Dhamma Nikethanaya Buddhist Center. We all are participating for the Vasana season. This is a very special 3 months that both monks and the community engage in meritorious activities. During these 3 months, concentrating on meditation practices, Dhamma discussions, and also other important Dhamma blessings. During these 3 months, you all can participate into various activities, including sponsoring Dhamma Dana, which is the highest Dana. Sharing of Dhamma is the highest merits, highest blessings. If you would like to sponsor any of those programs every Saturday, please let us know. Today, the Dhamma Dana is being sponsored by Mrs. Anne Schilizzi and family, especially in loving memory of their beloved parents, of her beloved parents, Mrs. Rosemary Gorham and also Mr. Lawrence Gorham. And they are in memory of them, especially to mark their wedding anniversary, and also their remembrance in gratitude. The Mrs. Schilizzi and Schilizzi would like to think of their beloved parents, also to show their gratitude and to send their blessings to them. They brought up 9 children, including 4 adopted children, and they have given so much into their lives that all the children are very grateful. They would like to share their merits, blessings into their journey with good wishes and the wisdom on their path. May they be well and happy. Also, they were once divorced but remarried and had a very happy and very responsible life towards their children, that all the children are very grateful. And their spouses, they would like to share the merits to them for being in the family. Ted Strouts and Ernie Gorham. They would like to share the blessings into them to find the good health and protection. Mrs. Anne would like to share the merits with all their children, all the partners and former partners, grandchildren, and everyone. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful. Also, Mrs. Anne would like to dedicate these blessings to especially Frances Dickenson to find all the healing and good health, speedy recoveries, the comfort in the body and the mind. So we would like to dedicate these blessings and chanting to Frances Dickenson. Also, we would like to dedicate these blessings to Megan Halesworth to find the strength in the mind and stability and the connectedness with their with loved ones, and to find more directions, more clarity in the mind, more inner strength. With the power of these blessings and merits, we would like to share the blessings with Megan Halesworth. May she be well, happy, and peaceful. And would like to dearly remember the beloved mother who was celebrating the birthday on 27th yesterday, and also the 7th year death anniversary of Mrs. Rosemary Gorham. May loving mother share these merits. Also, beloved mother, Mr. Lawrence Gorham, who were about 18.5 years ago thinking of the beloved father, and share the merits. Also, Anne would like to share these merits in deep gratitude to Pete, what he brought into the lives, and to share these brightest and very powerful, grateful farewell wishes into his journey to find the peace, happiness, and all the bright light and wisdom on the path. Bearing those in the mind, Mrs. Anne Schilizzi and family, dedicating this Dhamma Dana blessings to late parents and also living family, friends, wishing them all healing, good health, protection, and peace and happiness. May this beautiful, powerful blessings during this Vasana season be with them all. May they all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, may the blessings be with all our members of the community, devotees of the center, and those who are going through really difficult times in Sri Lanka and other parts of the world, still due to this COVID pandemic. May they have all the blessings and good health. May all our members and the children have the blessings to continue their activities, their studies with good health and protection. Bearing those in our hearts, let us continue to start our program today, as we are going through a series of Dhamma Dana program, Dhamma discussions, based on the discourse on Vasala Sutta, the discourse on outcast, also known as Aggika Bharadwaja Sutta, the discourse delivered to the Brahmin ascetic called Aggika Bharadwaja. So today we discuss the 6th Gatha of that particular discourse. To start our program, we observe the 5 precepts and pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. After that, we will dedicate, we will have the Sinhala Dhamma sermon, and then followed by we'll have a chanting of protection blessings. Then we will have the English Dhamma sermon. Then our children's Dhamma sharing program, meditation, and end of our today program. Now to observe the 5 precepts, please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe the 5 precepts.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu micchācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu micchācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramela majjapama dattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramela majjapama dattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu.
Now we are going to observe the offerings and do a short chanting. Now we are going to pay our homage to the supremely enlightened Lord Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. May all the blessings be with you all. With great respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, let us pay our homage together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati santa deva manussanam buddho bhagavati buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi swākkāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akāliko epansiko opanayiko paccattāṃ veditambo viññūyate dhammaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho ஞாயபட்டிpanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho sāmīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho yadidaṃ cattari purisa yugāni atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttaraṃ puññaṃ kettaṃ lokasāti saṅgaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi vandāmi cetiyaṃ sabbhaṃ sabbatanesu patinditaṃ sāririka dhātu mābodhiṃ buddha rūpaṃ sakalaṃ sadā yassa mūle nisinnova sabbāri vijayaṃ akā patto sabbhaṃ yutaṃ sattā vandetam bodhipādapaṃ ime ete mahābodhi lokanātena pūjitā ahaṃ pite namassāmi bodhirājānamantute ganasārappaditteena dīpena tamadam sināti lokadīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ pūjayāmi tamonudam ganda sambhārayutteena dūpena sugandhina pūjaye pūjanīyaṃ tam pūjāvājana uttamaṃ vanna gandha gunopetaṃ etaṃ kusuma santatiṃ pūjayāmi muni
වංශ සිරිපාද සරෝරුවේ
පූජේමි බුද්ධං
කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං
උපං මිලායාති
යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භවං
සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං
පසන්න මధుරං සුභං
පානීය
මේතම් භගවා
පතිගන්හාතුත්තම අදිවාසේ
තුනෝ භන්තේ
විලාන
පංචයං ඉමං
අනුකම්පං
උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතුත්තම
අදිවාසේ තුනෝ භන්තේ
සම්බං සන්දාය පූජිතං
අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතුත්තම කායේන වාචා
චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි භන්තේ භූරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා
චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි ධම්ම
සන්දිට්ඨික අකාලික
කායේන වාචා
චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි සංඝ
සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර
මිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන
මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ
සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු
යාව නිම්බාන පන්තියා
ආකාසට්ටාච
බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා
චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං
ආකාසට්ටාච
බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා
චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං
ආකාසට්ටාච
බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා
චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං
පරන්ති ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු
සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ
ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු
සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ
ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු
සුඛිතා හොන්තු නාතයෝ
සාදු 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 මේ වෙලාවේදී now we are moving into listen to the Dhamma sermon in Sinhala language for 15 to 20 minutes. Those who don't understand that language, they can practice few minutes. Is another subject of meditation called Dhammanupassana. Listening to the Dhamma is a form of meditation. Thereby we gain a lot of concentration, clarity and blessings. මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව ආරම්භ කරන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඒ සඳහා අපි තාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා මාතර දික්වැල්ල වැවුරු කන්නල බුදුරජ මහා විහාරස්ථානයේ විද්‍යාතුංග පිරිවෙනේ පරිවෙනාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කළ ඒ වගේම ජර්මනියේ බර්ලින් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ අනුශාසක වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට අද දවසේ මේ සිදු කරන උතුම් ධර්ම දානමය පින විශේෂයෙන් ධර්ම දායකත්වයේ දරන ඇන් ශිලිස්සි මහත්මිය ඇතුළු ඒ පවුලේ සෑම දෙනාටම සැලසේවා. ඔබ සෑම දෙනාටමත් මේ වස්සාන කාලයේ පැවැත්වෙන උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනා ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමේ ආශිර්වාද සැලසේවා. ඔබටත් මෙබඳු වූ ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමක් සිදු කරගෙන උතුම් ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම උසස්ම දානමය පින්කමයි පෙරස් කර ගැනීමට කැමැති නම් අපහට දැනුම් දෙන්න මෙබඳු වූ ධර්ම දාන පින්කමක දායකත්වය ලබා ගැනීමට. දැන් මේ වෙලාවේදී ඒ සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන ලෙස අපි ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට. කවුරුත් ආරාධනා කිරීමක් වශයෙන් සාදුකාර පවත්වමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරන්න.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස යෝ වේ කිංචික්ඛ කම්යතා පන්තස්මින් වජතං ධනං හන්තා කිංචික්ඛ මාදේති තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති. ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, දූ දරුවනි, දෙමාපියනි, එමා මාතෘකා කළේ වසල සූත්‍රයේ 6 වෙනි ගාථා ධර්මය. මේ ගාථා ධර්මයෙන් කියවෙන කෙටි අදහස තමයි යම් කෙනෙක් ඒකාන්තයෙන්ම කිසියම් වස්තුවකට කැමති වෙලා ඒ මාර්ගයේ නැත්නම් පාරේ යන ජනතාව නැති කරලා නැත්නම් තලල පෙළලා කිසියම් වස්තුවක් පැහැර ගන්නවද ඌ වසලේ කියන එක දැනගන්න කියන එකයි මේ ගාථාවෙන් කියවෙන සරල අදහස. මේකේ කියවෙන ප්‍රධානම පාප ධර්මයේ තමයි අදත්තා දානේ නැත්නම් සොරකම කියන එකයි. ඒ අදත්තා දානේ නැත්නම් හොරකම කියලා කියන්නේ අනුන්ට අයිති වස්තුවක් ඒ අයිතිකාරයට හොරෙන් හෝ එහෙම නැත්නම් රැවටීමෙන් හරි බිය ගැන්වීමෙන් හරි බලහත්කාරයෙන් ගැනීම තමයි අදත්තා දානේ නැත්නම් හොරකම කියන එකට අයිති වෙන්නේ. ඒ අදත්තා දානේ කියන එක නැත්නම් හොරකම කියන එක ඒ හොරකම කියන අකුසලයේ සම්පූර්ණ වෙන්නට අංග 5ක් තියෙන්න ඕන කියන එක අපේ ධර්මයේ සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි කාරණය තමයි වෙනත් කෙනෙකු සතු වස්තුවක් වෙන්නට ඕන. ඒ වගේම දෙවෙනි කාරණය ඒ වෙනත් කෙනෙකු සතු වස්තුවක් බව දැන ගැනීම. ඊළඟ තුන්වෙනි කාරණය තමයි ඒ වස්තුව සොරකම් කිරීමේ චේතනාව නැත්නම් කැමැත්ත. ඒ වගේම හතරවෙනි කාරණය හැටියට දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ ඒ වස්තුව හොරකම් කරන්නට උපක්‍රම යෙදීම නැත්නම් උත්සාහ කිරීම. ඒ වගේම අවසාන කාරණය නැත්නම් පස්වෙනි කාරණයෙන් දක්වන්නේ ඒ වස්තුව හොරකම් කිරීම. මෙන්න මේ කියන කරුණු 5 සම්පූර්ණ වුණොත් තමයි ඒ සොරකම් කිරීම කියන පාප ක්‍රියාව සම්පූර්ණ වෙන්නේ. එතකොට තමයි හොරකම කියන පාප ක්‍රියාවට නැත්නම් අකුසලයට විපාක ලැබෙන්නේ. අදත්තා දානේ කියන එක නැත්නම් හොරකම කියන එක විවිධාකාරයෙන් දකින්න පුළුවන්. අද සමාජයේ දිහා බැලුවත් හොරකම කියන එක නොඑක ආකාරයෙන් අපිට දකින්න තියෙනවා. ඇතැම් කෙනෙක් ඒ ඍජුවම හොරකමේ යෙදෙනවා. ඒ වගේම සමහර කෙනෙක් වෙනත් අය ලවා ඒ විදිහ හොරකම් කරවන. අනේ කොහොම කළත් මේ හොරකම් කිරීම කියන එක නැත්නම් කරවීම හරි හොරකම ප්‍රශංසාවට ලක් කිරීම හරි මේ අදත්තාදාන අකුසලයට නැත්නම් හොරකම් කිරීමේ අකුසලයට හේතු වෙන බව තමයි අපට ධර්මයෙන් දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. වංචාව, දූෂණය, ඒ වගේම අල්ලස් ගැනීම, මේක හොරකමේ විවිධාකාර ස්වરૂප හැටියට අපට හඳුනා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ සමාජයේ විවිධාකාරයෙන් මේ දේවල් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන බව දකින්නට පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. ඒකේ වෙනස් මුහුණුවරක් නැත්නම් ඒක මොනෙක් ආකාරයෙන් වෙනස් වුණත් ඒ හැම එකකින්ම මේ අදත්තාදානය කියන අකුසල කර්මය නැත්නම් මේ සොරකම් කිරීම කියන අකුසල කර්මය සිද්ධ වෙන්නට පුළුවන්. යම් කෙනෙක් වෙනත් කෙනෙක් සතු දෙයක් ගන්නට සූදානම් වෙනවා නම් ඒකට විවිධ සැලසුම් යොදනවා. යම් හේතුවක් නිසා ඒ සොරකම සිද්ධ කරගන්න බැරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේදී තමයි ඒ අදත්තා දානය කියන එක නැත්නම් ඒ සොරකම කියන එක ඒ සොරකම් කිරීමේ අකුසල කර්මය සිද්ධ වන්නට හේතු වන කරුණු ඉෂ්ට නොවෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඒ පුජ්‍යලයාට ඒ අකුසලයෙන් ගැලවෙන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. මුලින් කියපු ඒ කරුණු පහ සම්පූර්ණ නොවුන කියලා අකුසලයෙන් බේරිලා ඉන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. විපාකයේ කියන කේ පුජ්‍යලයාට ලැබෙන්නට හේතු වෙනවා ඒ සොරකම නිසා. සෑම කෙනෙකුටම සොරසිතවිලි පහළ වුණේ නැති වුණත් කිසිවෙකුට හොරකම් කිරීම කරන්නට හිතීමත් කර්මකාර සිතවිල්ලක් ලෙසයි සලකන්නට තියෙන්නේ. ඒ සොරකමේ ගිය ඇතැම් රජවරු පවා ගැන ඒ රජවරුන් පවා ගැන සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා අපේ අතීත කතාවල. සමහරුන්ට ඒ තැනකට ගියාම මොනවා හරි හොරකම් කරන්නට හිතෙන ඕන වෙනවා. ඇතැම් විට ඒ හොරකම් කරන දෙයින් ඔහුට ප්‍රයෝජනයක් නොවෙන්න පුළුවන්. අන්නේ පුරුද්ද තමයි චෞරෝන් මාදේ ලෙස හඳුන්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒක මානසික තත්ත්වයක්. ඒක බොහෝ විට නිවැරදි කරන්න පුළුවන්. කාමභෝගී ගිහියාට දිලිඳුකම දුකට හේතුවක් ලෙසයි බුදුදහම පිළිගන්නේ. ඒ දුක්පත්කම හොරකමට හේතුවක් හැටියට බුදුදහම සලකන්නේ නැහැ. හොරකමේ යෙදෙන්නේ දුක්පතුන් විතරක් නොවේ සමාජයේ සිදුවන සිදුවීම් දිහා බලනකොට අපිට පෙනෙන යනවා ඒ විවිධ මට්ටම් වල අය මේ සොරකමේ යෙදෙන බව. ඒ වගේම දුක්පත්කම නිසාත් හොරකමේ යෙදෙන අය ඉන්නවා. බොහෝ විට වුන් ඒ දීර්ඝ කාලීන හොරකම නිරත නොවෙන්න පුළුවන්. නිරතවන්නේ නැහැ බොහෝ විට. ඔවුන් ඒවට පෙළඹෙන්නේ ඒ වැරදි මඟ පෙන්වීම වගේම නොදන්නාකම නිසායි. හරි අවබෝධයක් ලැබුණට පස්සේ ඔවුන් ඒවා නිවැරදි කරගන්නව බොහෝ විට. හොරකම කරන පුජ්‍යලයාගේ විතරක් නොවේ ඒ හොරකමට ලක්වන්නාගේ සිල්වත්කම ගුණවත්කම අනුව තමයි හොරකම ලොකු කුඩා වශයෙන් බෙදන්නට පුළුවන්කම තියෙන්නේ. ධර්මානුකූල විග්‍රහයට අනුව ඒවා අල්ප සාවද්‍ය මහා සාවද්‍ය ලෙස තමයි දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ සොරකමින් ලැබෙන විපාකය බලවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, බලවත්කමින් අඩු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. සමාජය කෙනෙකුගේ දෙයක් හොරා ගන්නවට වඩා වැඩි විපාකයක් පැවිදි උතුමෙකුගේ දෙයක් සොරා ගැනීමෙන් අත්වන්නට පුළුවන් බව ධර්ම ග්‍රන්ථවල විස්තර කරලා තියෙනවා. සමාජ පිළිගැනීම තමයි හොරුන් ධනවත් පිරිසක් ලෙසින් සැප සම්පත් විඳින බව. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි ඒ හොරා ගන්නා බඩු භාණ්ඩ ඔවුන් සතු කරගෙන ඔවුන් ආඩ්‍ය ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන බව පෙනී යන නිසා. නමුත් හොරකමින් උපයන වස්තුව නිසා తాවකාලික සතුටක් ලැබුවත් ඒක ස්ථිරසාර සතුටක් බවට පත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ සම්පත්තිය, ඒ ධනෙ ක්‍රමයෙන් විනාශ වෙන නිසා. එතකොට එහිදී ඒ සිද්ධ කරන හොරකම් කරපු පුජ්‍යලයාට වගේම අමුදරුවන්ට ඒ ආශ්‍රය කරන ඥාති මිත්‍රාදීන්ට සිද්ධ වෙන අවනම්බුව, අපකීර්ති, හානිය ප්‍රමාණ කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ධර්මානුකූලව එක මේ ලෝකයේදීම ධනහානිය සිද්ධ වෙන පාප ක්‍රියාවක් හැටියටයි දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙලොවදී පමණක් නොවේ, සංසාරයේ දුගී දුප්පත් උපදින්නට හේතු වන මහා අකුසල කර්මයක් ලෙස ඒක ධර්මයේ විස්තර කරලා තියෙනවා. මේ ධර්ම ග්‍රන්ථවල සඳහන් වන අන්දමට හොරකම් කරපු අය වෙනුවෙන් වෙනම අපායක් තියෙනවා. තිරිසන් ආත්මයක උප්පත්තිය ලබන්නට, එහෙම නැත්නම් പ്രേත ආත්මයක උප්පත්තිය ලබන්නට හේතු වෙනවා වගේම මනුෂ්‍ය ලෝකයේ දුප්පත්ව ඉපදිලා ජීවිතේ පහත්ම තත්වයට වැටෙන්නට ඒක හේතුවක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හොරකම් කරන කෙනෙකුට සමාජයේ අභිමතයෙන් යුක්තව ජීවත් වෙන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. Tamanට කැමැති පරිදි ජීවත් වෙන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ හොරකම් කරන කෙනෙකුට. ඔහුගේ පෞරුෂය දුර්වල වෙනවා. කොතන ගියත් නිරන්තරයෙන්ම මුළු ගැන්වෙනවා. ඔහුට සමාජයට හරියට මුහුණ දෙන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. හොරකම් කරන කෙනෙකුට කිසිම දිනක හිතේ සැනසෙල්ලක් හිමි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හොරකම් කරන පුජ්‍යලයා සමාජයේ විශ්වාසය කඩ කරන පුජ්‍යලයෙක් බවට පත් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඔහුට ගෞරවාන්විත ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන්නට බැරි වෙනවා. පංචශීලය නිවැරදිව ආරක්ෂා කරනකොට ඒ අංශ දෙකක් තියෙන බව වටහා ගන්නට ඕනේ. එකක් තමයි ඒ වැරදි වලින් වැළකීම, අනිත් එක තමයි සමාදන් වීම. ඒක විරමණය හා සමාදානය වශයෙන් පංචශීල ශික්ෂාපදයන් ඇතුළත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. බෞද්ධයා මේ පංචශීල ආරක්ෂා කරනකොට විරමණය පිළිබඳව නැත්නම් විරමණය කියන්නේ වෙන්වීම අවධානය යොමු කළා. ඒ සමාදානය පිළිබඳව කිසිදු අවධානයක් නැතුව තමයි මේ සීලය සමාදන් වන්නේ. නමුත් මේ පංචශීල වලට අයත් ශික්ෂාපදයන් අංග සම්පූර්ණ වෙන්නට නම් මේ අංශ දෙකම සම්පූර්ණ වෙන්න ඕන බව තමයි අවධානයේ තබා ගත යුත්තේ. ඒ මුලින් කියාපු විරමණය සහ සමාදානය කියන දෙකම සම්පූර්ණ වෙන්නට ඕන අපි සිල්පද ආරක්ෂා කරනකොට. ඒ විරමණය කියන්නේ වැළකීම බෞද්ධ ආචාර ධර්ම වලින් මඟ පෙන්වන්නේ වැරදි ක්‍රියාවලින් වැළකෙන්නට වගේම ඉවත් වෙන්නයි. ඒක තමයි විරමණය කියලා කියන්නේ. පංචශීල වල වීරමණී යනුවෙන් සඳහන් කරන්නේ ඒ වැරදි සාගත සිතුවිලි, වැරදි වචන, වැරදි ක්‍රියා අනුගමනය නොකිරීමෙන් කටයුතු කළ යුතු බව තමයි අවධාරණය කරන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ කියන විරමණය සඳහා කිසිම බල කිරීමක් නැහැ. ඒක තමන්ගේ කැමැත්තෙන්ම සිද්ධ කර යුතු දෙයක්. එක් එක් ශික්ෂාපදයේ පිළිබඳව අවබෝධයෙන් යුක්තව කළ යුතුයි කියන එක තමයි දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රතිපදාව අනුගමනය කිරීම නිර්වාණය දක්වාම ගමන් කිරීමට ඉවහල් වෙන බව තමයි ධර්මයෙන් දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ අනුව අපේ ජීවිතය හැඩගස්වා ගන්නට අපි අදිස්ථාන කර ගන්නා හැටියට සිහිපත් කරනවා. හැම දිනකටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඒ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වනු ලැබුවේ ගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පණ්ඩිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ. ඒ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාවෙන් රැස් කරගත් ආශිර්වාදය උන්වහන්සේට නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවයේ සුවය පිණිස වගේම ඉදිරි කටයුතු සාර්ථක භාවයේ පිණිසද හේතු වේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. සාදු සාදු සාදු. මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි සෙත් පිරිත් දේශනාව සිද්ධ කරන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. Now we are moving into the chanting of protection blessings. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evaṁ me sutaṁ ekam samayam bhagavā sāvattiyaṁ viharati jetavane anātha pindikassa ārāme. Attako bhagavā pumbbanna samayam nivāsettvā patta cīvara mādāya sāvantiyaṁ pindāya pāvise. Tena kopana samayena aggika bharanvājassa brahmanasva nivesane. Aggi panjalito hoti ahuti paggahita atako bhagavā sāvantiyaṁ sapadānaṁ pindāya charamāno. Yena aggika bharadvājassa brahmanassa nivesanante nupasampannī. Addasāko aggika bharadvājo brahmano bhagavantam duratova agaccantam disvām. Bhagavantam etadavoca tatreva mundaka tatreva samanaka tatreva vasalaka tiṭṭāyeti. Evaṁ utte bhagavā aggika bharadvājaṁ brahmanam etadavoca. Jānāsi panatvaṁ brahmana vasalaṁ vā vasala karani vādamyeti. Natvāhaṁ bhogotama jānāmi vasalaṁ vā vasala karani vādamye. Sādhu me bhavaṁ gotamo tatā dhammaṁ desetu. Yatāhaṁ jāneyaṁ vasalaṁ vā vasala karani vādamye. සාමීති තේනහි බ්‍රාහ්මන
සුනාය සාදුකම්
මනසිකරෝහි වාසිස්සාමීති එවං බෝතිකෝ මග්නික වාරද්වාජෝ බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ භගවතු පච්චන්සෝසි භගවා ඒතදවෝච ඕදනෝ උපනාහිච පාපමක්කීච යෝ නරෝ විපන්න දිට්ඨි මායාවී තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති ඒකජං වා දිජං වාපි යෝදපානානින් සති යස්ස පානේ දයානප්ති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝහන්ති පරිරුන්දති ගාමානි නිගමානිච නිග්ගාහකෝ සමඤ්ඤාතෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති කාමේවා යදිවාරඤ්ඤේ යම් පරේ සම්මමායිතං තේයා අදින්නං ආදියති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝහවේ ඉනමාදාය චුජ්ජමානෝ පලායති නයිතේන මත්තිති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝචේ කිංචික්ක කම්යතා පන්තස්මින් වජතං ජනං හන්त्वा කිංචික්ක මාදේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ අත්ථ හේතු පර හේතු ධන හේතු චයෝ නරෝ සත්ති පුට්ඨෝ මුසාබ්‍රූහි තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ ඥාතිනං සකානං වාදාරේසු පතිදිස්සති සහසා සම්පියේන වා තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා ජින්නකං ගත යොම්බනං පහුසන්තෝ නබරති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා වාතරං භගිනින් සයුම් හන්තිරෝසේති වාචාය තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ අත්තං පුච්චිතෝ සන්තෝ අනත්ත මනුසාසති පටිච්චන්නේන මන්තේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ කତ୍වා පාපකං කම්මං මාමං පඤ්ඤාති යෝ පටිච්චන්න කම්මන්තෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ චේ පරකුලං ගන්්වා බුද්ධාන සුවිභෝජනං ආගතං පටිපූජේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති බ්‍රහ්මනං වා සමනං වා අන්නං වාපි වනින්බකං මුසාවාදේන වංචේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ බ්‍රහ්මනං වා සමනං වා බන්ත කාලේ උපන්තිතේ රෝසේති වාචාන ච දේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති අසතං යෝද පබ්බ්‍රෝති මෝහේන පලිමුණ්ඩිතෝ කිංචික්ක නිජ්ජිගිස්සානෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝවත් තානං සමුක්ඛංසේ පරංච මවජානති නිහිනෝ සේන මානේන තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති රෝසකෝ කදරියෝච පාපිච්චෝ මංචරී සටෝ අහිරිකෝ අනොත්තම්පි තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ බුද්ධං පරිභාසති අතවා තස්ස ශාවකං පරිභාජං ගාණ්ඨං වා තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝචේ අනරහා සන්තෝ අරහං පටිජානති චෝරෝ සම්බ්‍රහ්මකේ ලෝකේ ඒසකෝ වසලාගමෝ ඒතේ කෝ වසලා වුත්තා මයා වූයේ පකාසිතාන චච්චා වසලෝති නජ්ජා හෝති බ්‍රහ්මනෝ කම්මනා වසලෝ හෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රහ්මනෝ තදම් නාපි විජානාත යදා මේදං නිදස්සනං චණ්ඩාල පුන්තෝ සෝපාකෝ මාතංගෝ ඉති විසුතෝ සෝයසං පරමං පන්තෝ මාතංගෝ යං සුදුල්ලබං ආගං තස්සු පට්ඨානං කත්තියා බ්‍රහ්මනා බහූ දේවයාන මාරුය විරජං සෝමහපතං කාමරාගං විරාජෙත්වා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකෝපගෝ අවු නනං ජාති නිවාරේසි බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකෝපපන්තියා අජ්ජායක කුලේ ජාතා බ්‍රහ්මනා මත්ත බන්දුනෝ තේච පාපේසු කම්මේසු අබින්න මුපදින්සරේ දේව ධම්මේ කාරයිහා සම්පරායේත දුංගතින් නතේ ජාති නිවාරේති දුංගංචා ගරහායවං නචජ්ජා වසලෝ හෝති නජ්ජා හෝති බ්‍රහ්මනෝ කම්මනා වසලෝ හෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රහ්මනෝ එවං උත්තේ අග්ගික භාරද්වාජෝ බ්‍රහ්මනෝ භගවන්තං ඒතද ඕච අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම සේයතාපි භෝගෝතම නික්කුඤ්ජිතං වා උක්කුඤ්ජේය පටිච්චන්නං වා විවරේය හස්සං වා මග්ගං ආචික්කේය අන්ධකාරේ වාතේල පඤ්ඤෝතං ධාරේය චක්කුමන්තෝ රූපානි දක්ඛින් චීති එවං භෝතා කෝතමේන අනේක පරියායේන ධම්මෝ පකාසිතෝ ඒසාහං භගවන්තං ගෝතමං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං ච බික්ඛු සංඝං ච උපාසකං මං භවං ගෝතමෝ ධාරේතු අජ්ජතං කේ පානුපේතං සරණං ගතන්ති ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන සම්බරෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං යන්දුන් නිමිත්තං අවමංගලං ච යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණංස සන්දෝ පාපංගවෝදුසු පිනන්නකන්තං මුද්දානුභාවේන විනාශවෙන්තු යන්දුන් නිමිත්තං අවමංගලං ච යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණංස සන්දෝ පාපංගවෝදුසු පිනන්නකන්තං Dhammanubhavena
විනාශමෙන්තෝ
Yandun nimittang avamangalancha
යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සන්දෝ
Papanggaho
සුපිනං
dussupinang
අකන්තං
Sanghanubhavena
විනාශනෙන්තෝ
Dukkhampataca nindukka
භයං පන්දාච නිබ්බයා
Sotampataca nissoka
හන්තු සම්බේ
Pipānino sabbe buddha balappatta
පච්චේකානංච අම්බලං
Arahantanං tejena
රක්ඛන් බන්ධාමි සබ්බසු
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the supremely enlightened Lord Buddha, the Blessed One. Yoche kinchikka kamyata pantasmin vajatang janam hantva kinchikka madeti tanjanya vasalo iti. With the permission of the Most Venerable Nayaka Thera, dear devout friends, children, today we discuss about the sixth gatha of the Vasala Sutta. When the Buddha was in the alms round, he happened to go to a house where there was another spiritual practitioner who was about to start his spiritual practice. By seeing the Buddha standing in front of the house for alms food, he was very angry. And he insulted, disrespect, abuse, bullied verbally, saying outcast. Buddha very patiently asked him, does he know the meaning of that particular word called outcast? He was saying that he did not aware of the real meaning. So Buddha in Aneka Pariyaya means in different forms, in different angles, explain what he means by the outcast. In this series of Dhamma sermons, we already discussed quite a few, 5 stanzas. Buddha explained in different ways who really is an outcast. It is not by birth, but by action. So Buddha encouraged us to look into our action, what we do, what we say, what we think. Those are actions. If we do some unwholesome actions, then we are no longer a good civilized individuals. We are kind of an outcast. Very interestingly, he mentioned very special things that normal human being can do, which are socially not acceptable, against the law, If you think of people in the prison, if you think why they are in the prison, everyone has broken either one or few of the 5 precepts, only 5 things. Out of those 5 precepts, every one of them has done or broke a precept. That is why they are being punished. They are being paying the cost of that, consequences of that. Such person, Buddha said, is not a developed, civilized, standard, moral human being. Here in this Gatha, he explained very interesting point. He says, whoever kills the travelers, people who go for a walk or go for a journey or going in the middle of somewhere, they are being stolen. Not even stolen, even harm them, even kill them. What do you think if you experience somebody doing that to someone? Your heart breaks because those people are really innocent. They may have worked very hard, save very carefully. They are going somewhere, maybe to visit their parents, maybe to give offerings to the temple, maybe to see their children in the university. They are going there. Some people in the middle of the road stop and even disturb, maybe kill, with the greed. Here the greed is very strong. It's called abhijja. Abhijja means not a normal greed. That person who is blind in greed and even kill the other person to take what other person has. Buddha said that even though what they have taken is small or big, no matter what, that person is an outcast. We need to take this seriously, understand deeply. I have seen one day somebody went into a temple in Birmingham and left the car off street parking, did some chanting. When the person comes, the car is broken. Just to take the navigator out. There was no enough wealth or whatever inside of it. The navigator was only 10 pounds, but he had to spend 300 pounds to repair the car. Can you understand the pain goes in their life because of this very silly thing that other person has done? That is why Buddha said he is an outcast. He is an immoral person. I have another family here. They were elderly. Some group of people turned in the night and started stealing their property. So they were very elderly, about 80s. They kind of reacted in some words, and they even hit them, pushed them. Gladly, their life was saved. They were not being really harmed physically. It could have happened because they are very greedy and they wanted to get some wealth. Even if other people died, they don't mind. Sometimes some people go into the houses, very elderly people, and they kill just to take a little amount of money because they can be addicted into drugs. They want to find those funds for that things. So this is what Buddha said. Such person is an immoral person. I will tell you a story. Buddha's time, there was a young man called Chatta Manavaka. Manavaka means a young man. His name was Chatta. Buddha in the morning wake up and he wanted to, every morning, he wanted to find out whom he can help. Buddha saw this young boy who has completed his studies, went home to get the fees of the tutor. Parents were very happy, arranged the fees for this young boy to take back to the teacher. He has to go through a jungle because by that time there was no vehicles. The journey was on foot. This was a common thing at the time, even at the time of Buddha. That is why all these practical things are in the discourses. That is what we call our spiritual or religious practice, because these are based on pragmatic, practical things. So this Buddha saw this young boy is getting into an accident in the middle because some people try to steal and even kill this person. So Buddha sat in the middle of the journey and taught this young boy some special gathas for protection. Those gathas in every Sri Lankan school and even some other, those three gathas always been recited because it's a form of protection. Of course, because of some bad karma, Buddha couldn't stop the very sad thing were going to happen. But Buddha prepared, like what we do here, children and parents. We can't really be always behind you to protect you. But we equip you with the teachings in this uncertainty world, whether it is a sickness, whether it is an accident, whether it is an harm by someone, put in a bomb, somebody take a gun and shoot, we don't know. But if you maintain your life righteously, you would be saved, you would be even protected, whatever happens. So that is why the power of Dhamma. So Buddha taught this young boy those three gathas and asked him to keep repeatedly reciting. So while he was traveling along this path, and these robbers were waiting for him. Somehow the message went that this person has money, carrying the money. And unfortunately, because they want to steal, they might have been an accident, but it happens, they killed that boy, took the money away. So that was the story. Because of that boy was always recollecting, reciting that protection three gathas, it says in the story, he was born in the heaven. He was not really a loser because of this spiritual practice. So therefore, killing someone walking on the road for the purpose of stealing something belong to that person is immoral behavior of the worst kind. And the Buddha has quite rightly considered that person as an outcast. The person who has no respect for other person's life or the belongings. The victim could be any innocent person who happens to be there at that time. By killing and stealing, that person has broken the first two of the 5 precepts of the Buddhist morality. So Buddha here in this Gatha explained that person who does the 2 precepts at the same time. So he steals, stealing can be nobody is there, nobody see, somebody steals. That's another form of steal. While it's called in the daylight, people steal in the daylight, which means you've been seen, but somebody by showing the weapons or something steals. And if something goes wrong, they even can harm. So that by coveting what belongs to others, this person is also committing a mental unwholesome action. So this mental unwholesome action is called abhijja. It's not normal greed. It is a very, very vicious, very strong form of greed mentioned in the Buddhist teaching. Abhijja domanassam. That is one of the 10 unwholesome actions. This particular action, it has very serious consequences in future life. What are those serious consequences? Not only he become poor or born into a very poor person, also he lose his life untimely and unexpectedly with sad endings. So those are the results, consequences of death. Even that person born, that person started kind of begging for that person's living. Even though this person worked very hard for even begging, gets very little. If he even cries for help, nobody can come and help. Just in simple, if a person steals, nobody trusts that person. Nobody will give any responsibility, any position, any job for that person, because that person loses the confidence, trust of other people. The person who does these things may think that it will make their life easily progress and rich, but it will not happen so, because from the day one, the person continues to be in guilt, not knowing when the police will come and put that person for life imprisonment, that there is no normal life for that person. Even though he was not caught, he or she would not be able to free from that guilt feeling, which if it comes, it will come at the very end of their life. That would create a very miserable, very lower, unending, unconceivable suffering into them. So this comes, we have 3 important practices called morality, sila, dana, generosity, meditation, bhavana, sana, sila, bhavana. This particular act comes practicing sila. Not to kill, not to steal. If somebody does that both at the same time, then Buddha said that person is an outcast. I will say another story. Once a king went into a trading. They were tired and they rest under a tree. Funny thing is, they heard a voice from this tree. And the tree was saying to, you seems like tired. What would you like? You like some drinks? You like some food? And the king was asking anything. The miracle is, this tree was giving that. One of the ministers saw this, said to the king, King, we work very hard. What should we? Why should we work very hard? Let us take this tree home so that we can ask anything, so the tree will give it to us. It's easy life. So king says, of course, you are such an intelligent person. What a brain. Let us take this tree so that we don't have to work hard. We can get whatever we want. So they took the tree to the home. Unfortunately, They were asking and asking and asking and asking. They did not get anything. So one day, the deity of that tree appeared and said, I was the one who inhabits in this tree, which were given you all the support. I was born into a divine realm because I was not killing and I was not stealing. As a result, in this divine life, whatever I think, I can give it to any person because it appears to me. If you steal, if you take something in force, you can't work out with the karma. Karma doesn't work like that because it is not wholesome, it is unwholesome. So therefore, this tree deity, the divine angel of the tree, said to this king, the best way that you can get whatever you want, abstain from killing, abstain from harming, abstain from stealing, and abstain from both, and instead practice giving. You know, when you are giving food, you are in a way saving a life. When you are practicing dana, is the opposite of that, is giving a life, not taking a life. So therefore, this morality practice is what this discourse, what this gatha highlights, and it is very interesting. You know, I saw one lady in the town, and she was going, and somebody came and dragged the handbag and ran away. And after that, that handbag was found, but everything has taken. Good thing was, the person was not harmed, but it can happen. Even they can harm the person. There was another guy in London who comes to here, and he was coming out of the bus, walking to his flat when he was in the university. One person came and asked, do you give me a little money? So this person said, if I have money, would you think that I would be walking on my foot? So by that way, he was managed to escape the danger. There is a Buddhist story called Apannaka Jataka. Apannaka Jataka, it says, at the time of the Buddha, Anathapindika came with 500 friends. They are not Buddhist. And sat at the side of the Buddha, was listening to the Buddha, and Buddha said, these 500 people has an experience in the previous life. So they were in a previous life at the time of King Brahmadatta in Benares, was born into a merchant family, became a very young boy and started doing trading. The trading was to take 500 carts going for trade into a different village. While he was ready to go, there was another, this is called Apannaka Jataka. There was another group of people who did the same kind of organizing trade. They had the 500 cars. They were also going to go for the trading. Come to know this by the Bodhisattva and thought that going both doesn't make any benefit. Therefore, I would go to them and ask, whom should we go first? Whether the Bodhisattva go first or whether that person go first. When the Bodhisattva talked to that person thought if he go first, he will get the fresh grass, fresh fruit, fresh water, and he can fix the price at any amount. So he can make, he's a little bit of an not good person. So he thought in that way and said and demand that he should go first. Bodhisattva instead thought the benefits of going the second. He thought that road would not be good. When these people go first, it will get little bit better. If there is any danger, so they can get more advice, more knowledge if they go second. Of course, these people will take the fresh fruit and leaves, but when they go second, theirs will be regenerated. So likewise, the Bodhisattva thought the benefits, not really negative things. It doesn't matter whether you go first or second, it's based on your morality. So Bodhisattva led these people, 500 castes, to go first. And in that path, there were 5 dangers: robber wilderness, wild beast wilderness, drought wilderness, demon wilderness, famine wilderness. Particularly in this path of trading, they had the demon wilderness and drought. Therefore, these people normally carry a lot of water in their carts for their journey. So while they were the first group in the journey, some demons came into them, dressed very well, and their carts were slightly wet, lot of muddy things, and they were wearing beautiful fresh lotus garlands. And they said to these people, "What a stupid people you are! You are carrying a lot of water. In the far distance, so many rains, lot of water. Why should you take all these things?" They did not realize these are demons. They accepted that, throw the water, went into this desert. In the middle of the desert, they couldn't find water, they died. Secondly, Bodhisattva and the group of merchants went. Same people came with the same way to pretend that there was so many of water. The Bodhisattva was asked to throw the water. The Bodhisattva asked all other 500 people, said, "Don't waste a drop of water. Listen to me. If someone says that you would find the water in far distance because it is raining, just look at the sky. The sky should be dark and you should get the breezes, the wind of cold. Can you see any of those? You can't. Therefore, don't believe those people. Don't waste any water. Let us move forward and see what happens." When they was going, they happened to see the previous merchants, previous traders lost their life, went into a lot of danger because just do not think and believing. So therefore, the dangers are everywhere, illnesses, dangers, and so many things. But if you establish yourself in morality, you would be a civilized person, highly developed person. If you break those morality for your own gain, that would be a downcast and also danger into life. So with that, we would like to conclude our Dhamma reflection based on the today's Dhamma topic, which says, whoever kills or not kill the travelers and steal what they have, that person is an outcast. That is an action of a human being that we all need to learn, which is a moral obligation, morality action that we should be avoiding. So may these Dhamma Dana blessings be with our today's sponsor. So like we get the morality blessings, may the blessings be with all Mrs. Anne Schilizzi and family. Anne and the children particularly would like to think of their beloved parents, late Mrs. Rosemary Gorham and also late Mr. Lawrence Gorham. Particularly, mother's birthday was yesterday, 27, and also the 7th death anniversary. Father's 18.5 years passed away. So they would like to be grateful to their parents. Particularly, they brought up 9 children, including 4 adopted children. And they have given so much into their life. And they also extended their relationship with Ted Strouts and Ernie Gorham. Family would like to keep the blessings for them as well. So they would like to share the blessing with the late husband, Pete. With gratitude, and wish good wishes for his life because he brought so much into their lives. Also, in addition, they would like to dedicate these blessings to Sister Frances Dickenson to find all the healing, good health, comfort in the body and mind. Also, Megan Halesworth, may she also find the good health, mental strength, and peace and happiness. Also to Sister Lucy and to everyone, may they all find the blessings, particularly to the children and their partners, the grandchildren, and all the family. May they all be well and happy. May our families, our friends, our devotees, our children, may all of them be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Now I will pass on to Rasikaya to continue with the Dhamma lesson.
Sila Mahamdurun Vansalagen Avasrai. Terum Sarana Sila Dinatma. Good evening, everyone. And we learn another Gatha from Vasala Sutta, which described that if someone steals by forcing, by hurting, or by killing others, know him as an outcast. So Lokahamdru and Samitahamdru explained to us this type of stealing and the consequences of this karma vipaka. Lokahamdru said that it doesn't matter how big or small these belongings that you steal from others, the karma will be same. And also, Samitahamduru also explained that with this type of stealing, you will be committing two precepts. So you'll be violating two precepts, killing and stealing, which is very, very serious. And Hamdru also explained that the consequences of stealing. We learned last week that it is a very rare opportunity for you to be born as a human. Now we heard today that if you had been stealing in this way, even though you will be born as a human, you will suffer by being poor throughout that life. Not only that life, Lokahamduru said that it will be in future lives as well, depending on how serious these killings and stealings. And he will have no respect in the society among the people, because he is known as a thief, a dangerous person, because he could attack anytime anyone to steal their belongings. And that person will suffer because he can't sleep. He will not have peace of mind. either. So those are the consequences of this type of stealing. And what we as children and adults can learn out of this. Hamdullah said, it doesn't matter what type of stealing, do not steal. Do not harm others. And what do we have to do instead? Start practicing giving. Whatever you have, share with others. That's the way you can be happy. Not stealing and getting their valuables, and you try to live a good life that will not last long. So do not go in that path. Start sharing, start giving. That's the message for all of us. And we wish all our Hamaduru in the temple for giving this Dhammadana for all of us, by wishing good health and happiness. Now it is for us to, for you as children, to do some homework. We learned week before last another Gatha, and we learned that people who are borrowing money from others, and when they are asked to pay back, they refuse. By saying, I didn't take money from you. And Hamdullah explained that if one does take money and later on forgets and refuses to pay back, know him as an outcast. So we kindly ask you to present your answers today, and I would kindly pass it to the first person.
Yohave inamadaya chujamano palayati ni nahita inamatiti tanjanya vasalo iti. Meaning of this stanza is, whoever having actually incurred a debtor runs away. When he is pressed to pay, saying, I owe no debt to you, known him as an outcast. Teruwan Saranai.
Yohave inamadaya chujamano palayati nahite inamatiti tamjanya vasalo iti. The meaning of this gatha is, who's ever having actually incurred a debt runs away when he is pressed to pay, saying, I owe no debt to you, know him as an outcast. To explain further, when someone borrows money or anything else from someone else on trust, especially when there is no material proof that transaction, one should honor that trust in return and return it to the owner. If one runs away and evades, denying the existence of the loan when asked to repay, it is immoral behavior. When the 5 precepts of Buddhist morality are considered, the person breaks not only the 2nd precept of not stealing, but also the 4th precept of not not telling lies. Thank you for listening, Teron Saranai.
Yohavi inamatia kajuno playati nahiti inamatiti tamjana vasalo iti Teruan Saranai.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the fifth gatha of Vasala Sutta. Yohave inamadaya chujamano palayati nahita inamateti tamjana vasalo iti. Whoever has incurred a debt and runs away when he is asked to pay it, saying, I owe no debt to you, know him as an outcast. The meaning of this gatha is kind of linked to the second line of the Five Precepts. Adinna dana viramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Thank you for listening, everyone. Teruan Saranai.
Buddha Saranai. Yohave inamadaya chujamano palayati nahite inamatiti tanjanya vasalo iti.
Someone who has suffered in a debt runs away as they are persuaded to pay. For this reason, people know them as an outcast. That person says they don't need to pay the debt. This can be influence in our day-to-day lives. Teruan Saranai.
Thank you, Dimity and Kabin Mandi. Yohavin madaya chujamano palayati nahite imnamatiti tamjanya vasalo iti. Regardless of time and situation, if one has a debt that must be paid, but runs away when they are pressed to pay, saying that they owe no debt, they are an outcast. Not only that, but by denying the fact that you are in debt, you would be breaking the fourth precept. Musavada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. I will refrain from wrong speech. Therefore, if you lie and evade paying back your debt, you are an outcast. Thank you for listening. Teruan Saranai.
Thank you, Avishi, Aki, and Hasinduaya. Yohave innamadaya chujamano palayati nahite innamatiti tamjanya vasalo iti.
This gatha basically means, whosoever having actually incurred a debt runs away when he is pressed to pay, saying, I owe no debt to you, know him as an outcast.
Anathapindika was a very wealthy and rich man, so he built the Jetavana monastery for Buddha. Because he was a very nice man, one of his jobs was lending money to the poor people. But this situation also made him very poor.
Every day, Anathapindika gave dana to 400 to 500 monks, which steadily made him more poorer. One day he entered the Jetavana temple and spoke to the Buddha about this situation. He said he was in a financial crisis, or in other words, that meant he had a small amount of money left.
His karma made in when Anathapindika died, his karma in his next life made him born as a cow. This reason was because he had a loan in his past life and did not return the money. Some people visited the cow and said to other people that it was aggressive. But when they found the cow at a house, it turned out that the cow was not aggressive at all.
Throughout the journey, the people took the cow with them, but halfway, the cow sadly passed away. The reason for this was probably because of the cow's karma. In his past life, or in any other previous lives, they must have done something very bad, because dying sooner before you're expected to is a much more tragic situation. So you need more bad karma for that to happen.
Thank you for listening. Teruwan Saranai.
Thank you, everyone. Well done again for all of you. Is there anyone else? Anyone else? No?
No.
Good. Right. So now we will move on to question time. If you have any questions in relation to today's lesson or any previous lessons. Has anyone got any questions? So we were talking about today the consequences of stealing and killing. I think in a previous week we talked about how stealing becomes a karma. And our Nayaka Handler explained it today as well. Can someone explain to us? Who can remember? There are 5 conditions that need satisfying in order to become stealing a sin. Can you all remember? Even if you can't remember all of them, just try to think about one condition. We'll start with Manuka. Manuka, can you think of any condition? There are 5 conditions. Can you think of one condition? For stealing to be a karma. Yeah, set.
A condition for stealing to be a karma is for it to become a karma. Well, firstly, it's a very bad thing that to do stealing, and then it's one of the 5 precepts. Don't steal.
Yes. Yeah. But Hamdru explained that there are 5 conditions that need satisfying for the for it to become a karma. Okay, there are lots of people now. Okay, I'll go with Avishya and Hasindu first because they put their hands first.
I've got one. My sister's going to, I mean, we've got 2, I'll say one. One of them is that you know that it belongs to someone else.
And some others are, it belongs to someone else. You make plans to steal it, and we're not entirely sure about this one, but you make other people steal with you.
Right. Good. Thank you, Avishya and Hasinda. Vidhan?
You need to intend that you're going to steal something, which meant what I mean is that you have to mean that you're going to steal something. You're not just going to steal it for fun. You have to steal it for like a purpose.
Purpose.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Anyone else?
No.
Manuka? Deniti Kavin, any idea? Chanadi.
If you have the intention of stealing from someone else, it's that karma.
Say that again, Chanadi.
If you have intention of stealing from someone else, it's karma.
Right, it's one condition. Intention. Yeah, intention to steal. Good. Right. Deniti, Kavin, yeah.
It could be a bad karma if you tell someone to steal.
That'll be again stealing, isn't it? So you force someone else to steal. It's a form of stealing. So we are talking about, it doesn't matter who steals. If you steal, there should be 5 conditions that should be satisfying in order for it to become a sin. Right. That's very good. Some of you have told us what you think about. That's very good. And I will now kindly pass it back to Hamdullah to give us feedback on that question. Thank
you very much, Rasikaya, for having a discussion with our children so that you learn creatively, you start think and you absorb more into your everyday life. You all know that killing is very bad thing and stealing is very bad thing. When that happens at the same time, that becomes not just double, but it can be countless. Very bad karma. And after that, you would be lying because you wanted to escape from the danger. So you will be creating more and more. Perhaps you even going to bad things like alcohol and things to make your mind happy. That will not get anywhere. So it opens up a real destruction. As Rasikaya said, that 5 things need to be completed to complete stealing. The first one, object or something, there should be a something belong to someone. Second thing, knowing that not belong to you but belong to someone else. It's not the property of you, knowing. So there is not a common property, there is a property that belongs to someone. This, for example, say fruit in the jungle. That's a common property. So whereas a fruit of an apple in your neighbor's garden is belong to your neighbor, not to everyone. So there is an object that belongs to someone. The second thing is, you know clearly that is not belong to you, that belongs to someone else. Third thing, you have a thought to take it, steal it. Fourth thing, you create a method to do that. The last one, fifth one, you do it. So those are the 5 things need to be completed. something belongs to some others, come to know it is not belong to you. It is certainly someone else's property. That is why you will steal it secretly. Third one, getting your intention of stealing. Fourth one, getting a method, the way to do that, strategy. The final thing is to do it. So good conversation. Thank you very much once again, Rasikaya, for helping to get the children to do their Dhamma practice. Now we are moving into practice few minutes meditation. It is a great opportunity for us to practice meditation. That all these teachings would not go into the surface, it will go into our deep consciousness, subconsciousness. And then even the blessings of previous lives of the subconsciousness will come into further surface as a form of blessing. Will purify our mind and improve the power of our mind. There's a lot of benefits of practicing meditation. Today, as usual, we have the real blessing. One of our devotee here, who is also sponsoring today, Mrs. Anne. Auntie Anne used to share the meditation guidance for many years. She is a really kind teacher. So let us ask and to offer some meditation for all of us. So that would be a great opportunity for all of you to get some guided meditation so that you can learn from good teachers. It's not enough learning, you need to learn to practice as well. So I encourage all the children to be serious. Make the use of these good meditation teachers so that you can gain a lot of experience, lot of benefit of it. So don't do anything like, playing on your chairs, doing things on your table. Do attentively attend these few minutes of meditation. That would make lots and lots of benefits for you. So now I will very kindly pass on to Mrs. Anne to offer a few minutes guided meditation. Please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu to invite. Thank you.
Thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So Venerable Samatha spoke of dana, generosity, and sila tonight, and now we are doing the bhavana, which is bringing a more wholesome state into being, bringing promoting up that sense of well-being, so that if we really wish for happiness in the world, we have to find happiness first in ourselves, and that deep happiness within, and then it can spread out to others. So as you sit to practice, as you sit to meditate, just allow yourself to feel grateful for this human body, grateful for your parents, whether they're around with you or not. You wouldn't be here without them. Grateful that you arrived in this world as a tiny baby, and now you have been loved and cherished and taught, so you can give such lovely Dhamma to contribute to the Dhamma discussions. So just allow that sense in you as you sit. For a few minutes, let's just allow that sense of gratitude and appreciation of your own efforts as well. And we can do this by just allowing that sense of gratitude to our heads. Just feel that softness and light in our heads. And as we do all this, be aware of your breath that carries on nourishing you in every moment. So we can breathe into our heads and be grateful. Allow our heads to relax. Grateful for our neck, our shoulders. Feel their strength. And allow them to relax. Feel the beauty of our hands, one resting on the other, thumbs touching. The gentleness and tenderness of hands. And allow that gentleness and tenderness to be in you right now. As you're breathing in. You're breathing out. Become aware of that breath without any straining. Just allow it to be whatever length it wishes. Breathing into your chest area, into your heart. And breathing out. Allow that to expand your abdomen, your hips, to the whole of your upper part of your body. Being aware of that breath body. Breathing in. Breathing out. And the Buddha says in his teaching on breathing mindfulness, you experience that breathing in. Know you're breathing out. Experiencing what it feels like in that body, breathing in. And breathing out. And as you do that, allowing your body to tranquilize, to relax. No need to hold on to any tension, any worries. Breathe in the deep beauty of the Dhamma, heard tonight in the chanting. And allow that sense of wholesomeness and well-being to permeate your body. You travel down through the hips, feeling the contact with the ground. The solidity and support that the earth gives you. Breathing into your legs. The strength of those upper legs. And down into the rest of the legs and the feet. Being aware of that whole body. Breathing in and breathing out. You've all listened so attentively. Allow yourself to relax with that accomplishment. Stay alert and attentive still. Just soften. If there's any lumpy bits in your breath or bits that feel a bit like knobbly, or just allow that breath to naturally on its own, it'll smooth, it'll turn smooth. The breath naturally calms the body, just like a mother singing to the baby will calm the baby. Breathing in, breathing out. Noticing, just gently noticing the expansion of the heart area. The love that is all around you. The love that is within you. So allow yourself to just be present in this very moment. No need to strain the breath in any way. See if during a moment you can just be aware of the breath breathing your body. So if you stepped away from having to control it. And notice the peace in that non-verbal, that just quiet knowing that you have, whatever your age, that inner wisdom that you have as the breath breathes itself. Being aware when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. Breathing into the head, into the heart area. Into your gut, lower abdomen. Just like the tide comes in and out, so the breath naturally comes in and out. See how easily you can keep that attention on the breath, the whole in breath. You see how easily, when you've noticed your mind wanders, just bring it back with a smile, not with any judgment. Notice how the belly moves up and down as it fills with air and exhales it. Just allow that feeling of well-being, simplicity, not having to do anything. Just allowing that breath, breathe in and breathe out. Gently, smooth. Notice that sense of release when you breathe out. That sense of nourishment when you breathe in. And have that wish for happiness. With the feeling now of that wish that from time to time in the week, you can come back to that, to the quality of this Dhamma discussion, this Dhamma evening of chanting, teaching, and peace, and kindness, just by returning to your own breath. Just before we finish, have a light awareness of the body just sitting there, being filled with the air, contact with the ground, with the strength of the backbone, of the joy, the potential for joy in your own heart. And the blue sky above. And allow that spaciousness just to go for a moment up to the stars and the moon. All beings all over the world. May they too feel that peace and calmness and find happiness and good health. So that whenever your life comes to an end, there's a sense of I've done my best, I've lived a good life, and gratitude. Now just allow the practice to end, become aware of any sounds around you. As you open your eyes, just be aware of the colours and who's in the room with you, the other people in this meeting that we're sharing together.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much for such a wonderful meditation session. a lot of blessings. May those healing merits be with all beloved ones. May they find the mental strength, body and mind healing, good health, protection from all around. Also, may the blessings be with all the departed relatives, good friends, and everyone. May they rejoice in those merits. It's a wonderful evening, a very blissful Dhamma sharing, and also a great meditation. Let us be grateful to Mrs. Anne Schilizzi, Auntie Anne, for offering such a wonderful meditation for all of you. Saying 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Thank you very much. And may you all be well and happy. Teruvan Saranai Siru Dinatam. We'll see you next week.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai. Saranai Hamdurane.
Thank you, Anne, for the meditation. It was very nice. Oh, Teruvan Saranai Hamdurane.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdurane.
Thank you, Anne, again. Yeah, with the list, right? It was really good.
Thank you.
Helping Dhamma School, it's a great blessing. Thank you very much.
It's very nice to be able to come from time to time, and you just have to key into everybody at the meeting, especially the children, and the practice comes from them, I think, really.
Exactly. Exactly. You're very correct. Yes. Yeah.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdurane.
Teruvan Saranai. Thank you, Rasikaya. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for all the blessings, and yeah, I'm very pleased to have been part of it. Thank you.
I'll think of the Helen's friend and also Florence in my mind.
Thank you. She has a Pali name, Virya.
Virya, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that would be very good. What you said was lovely. What you said was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wish you well with your continued retreat.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne. Take care.